I think that linear interpolate might be broken. The reason I think this is because I've been working literally just on an intuitive first-person controller, and right now, um, it looks pretty good, right? It looks like what it probably should be, but there are a few issues that I can't get over. First of all, sometimes when I'm gliding or decelerating, I get a slight I start moving in a different direction than what I was moving. Like ordinarily you'd be going like in a straight line, you'd keep going in that straight line, but see like that, like I just got nudged for some reason and I have no idea why. Um Another thing is that when you're on slopes like this one, I want to move up and down the slope at the same speed. So it looks good, right? But it's actually not because it still takes a little bit more effort to go up the slope. And you can demonstrate this by looking at this angle, at this little corner here of the slope, and then just like walking up. And you'll see that like, even if you just like press it nonstop and don't have deceleration in the equation, you're gonna have, you're gonna like go you're not going to stay lined up. But what's really, really dumb and really interesting is when I jump, aside from the fact that you kind of like slide down, I haven't really looked into how to fix that, but I hope it's not going to be as much of an issue. But see how now after I've jumped, now it works as intended. The behavior of climbing up and down the slope. And it's like it really just seems to me break when I transfer onto the slope. I don't know. Um, what's really, really frustrating, though, is I know that it has something to do with this acceleration and deceleration stuff, because if I just ignore it completely, and just like, so this is basically, if I just ignore the acceleration and deceleration linear interpolation part entirely, right? The player is super responsive, obviously. Um, and what's interesting is this works just fine. And I don't need to jump in order to have it work just fine. And obviously we don't really have the little issue of like gliding and moving in a slightly different direction near the end. I noticed that the gliding in a slightly different direction seems to have kind of something to do with I don't know, cuz like when I started to record it, like it's a less extreme. um so my logic is that if the code works right now without the linear interpolate, there must be something in the linear interpolation that is broken. That's my theory. I don't really know, and I'm kind of desperate because you know, I can't really continue making a game if I can't get the basic movements to work. Um, I've gotten help from other people, and yeah, I'm kind of getting a little desperate. Yeah, there are other issues too, but they're not. I haven't actually began to look into them though, so I can't really complain about them just yet. One of them is like I don't really know how I could incorporate math to like slow down your. I mean, it's all kind of related to acceleration and deceleration, but like the pushing cubes and stuff, like you make some phase through instead of just like stopping you. And with the previous acceleration and deceleration, you'd like hug a corner or something, and then when you would like you'd keep holding W, and then when you would emerge from the corner, you would like you'd press W. Hang on. When you'd press W, the second you emerge from the counter, you don't need to start accelerating. I don't know how to fix that, but I haven't really looked into it. So the main two issues that I am like dying inside over are the linear interpolation thing. Like right now, the movement is almost perfect. I love the way it works, except there's no acceleration and deceleration. And therefore I can't really have any air control and stuff. But like everything from the fact that when the slope's too high, you kind of just like fall back down. To the fact that when you climb up this, you're going at the same speed because your movement is being projected on the slope. To the fact that like, you know, like basically everything. And even to the fact that it appears to be that like little slight indentations don't slow you down. All of this good stuff breaks when I just try to add some acceleration and deceleration with this little monster line of code. And, you know, that the weird behavior of that stuff, it's disgusting. And then all of a sudden, oh, it works now because you jumped. To like how if you jump here, you're kind of like trapped, and then you need to go down. Eh. I have a feeling this one might be due to like being in the air, but still, it's really annoying nevertheless. Because like you jump and then you start bouncing, and I don't even know why, but yeah. I'm going insane. Like, what was that? Look at that. Why? Why would you just... You're going at this... Okay, well now it's not doing it. Like, oh my god, okay. The code's on GitHub if anyone wants to save my sanity. I'm probably gonna keep trying random stuff, but I might give up eventually. And I don't want that to happen, because I really like this engine. Aside from this, obviously. So someone please help, I'm dying inside.